Cup of English podcast for Paul and Lily.
Can I ask you something before we start? Like, genuinely ask you something?
Always.
When was the last time you felt completely at peace? Not happy necessarily, not excited, just peaceful, quiet inside.
Last Thursday, I was sitting on a bench near the water here in LA. No phone, nobody around. The sun was going down, and for about 20 minutes, I just existed. Nothing to do, nowhere to be, nothing to think about. Just there.
That is exactly what today's episode is about. Hi everyone, I'm Lily.
I'm Paul, and if you are listening to this right now, wherever you are, whatever kind of day you are having, we are really glad you are here with us. Today we are talking about finding peace, what it means, how to find it, and how to talk about it in English. Let's go.
So, peace. What does it actually mean? Because in English, the word peace has different meanings in different situations. World peace. No war between countries. Very big. Peace and quiet. When it is calm and silent around you. I just need some peace and quiet. Very common phrase. And inner peace. This is the one we are talking about today. The feeling of calm and quiet inside yourself. Not outside, inside.
Inner peace is interesting because it has nothing to do with what is happening around you. You can be in a noisy city and feel inner peace. You can be in a quiet room and feel completely at war with yourself.
Exactly. It is about what is happening inside your head. And some days inside my head is a lot.
How would you describe the inside of your head on a difficult day?
Like a group chat where everyone is talking at the same time and nobody is reading what anyone else wrote.
That is extraordinarily specific and accurate.
15 conversations happening simultaneously and none of them reaching a conclusion. That is my brain on a stressful day.
Mine is quieter. More like one very persistent person asking, "But have you considered this?" every 4 minutes.
One voice just quietly undermining you.
Very politely, very British. "Sorry to bother you, but have you thought about whether you made the right decision in 2018?
Your inner critic is apologizing while it attacks you. That is so British.
It says terribly sorry before every negative thought. Very considerate.
Okay, first vocabulary. Inner peace, a feeling of calm and contentment inside yourself. I have been searching for inner peace for years. To feel at peace, to feel calm, settled, not troubled. I finally feel at peace with my decision. And to be at war with yourself, the opposite. When your thoughts are fighting each other, when you can't find calm inside. I was at war with myself for months before I made the decision.
Really powerful expression, at war with yourself. Because that is exactly what it feels like two sides of you pulling in different directions and neither one winning. Right. Where do people find peace? Because it is different for everyone. And this is actually a great conversation topic in English. Where do you find peace is one of those questions that tells you a lot about a person.
For me, water. Any water. Ocean, lake, river, even a fountain in a park. Something about water just immediately settles my brain. I don't know why. I have never fully understood it, but it works every time.
For me, it is, and this will surprise nobody, a very good cup of tea in a quiet room with a book and nothing demanding my attention.
Shocking. Truly shocking. Tell me, Paul, have you always been this way? Like, were you a peaceful child, or did you find peace later?
That is actually a really good question. I was not a peaceful child.
Really?
I was quite anxious as a child, actually. I worried about everything. Whether people liked me, whether I was doing things correctly, whether I had said something wrong 3 weeks ago that I should apologize for.
At what age?
7.
You were 7 years old worrying about things you said 3 weeks ago?
I had a very active inner life, and the thing that helped me most, my grandmother taught me this, was to go outside and look at something big. The sky, a large tree, the sea if we were near it. And she said, look at that. It was here before you, and it will be here after you. Your problem is very small next to that.
That is beautiful.
She was a very wise woman, and it genuinely worked. Still works. Whenever my politely apologetic inner critic gets too loud, I go outside and look at something big.
I love that so much. Okay, I have a finding peace story, and it starts with a very bad decision.
My favorite kind of story.
So, 3 years ago, I was going through a really difficult period. Work was stressful. Some friendships were complicated. I wasn't sleeping well. And someone suggested I try a meditation retreat. 4 days, no phone, no talking.
No talking?
Silent retreat. You don't speak for 4 days. Complete silence. Just meditation, nature, meals in silence, sleep, repeat.
That sounds like my ideal holiday, honestly.
I know it does. But for me, at that time, I had never meditated seriously in my life. I was not a quiet person. I had never voluntarily been silent for more than about 45 minutes, including sleep.
Including sleep.
So I signed up, paid my money, drove up to this beautiful retreat center in the mountains. Very peaceful looking. Trees, birds, wooden cabins.
Sounds wonderful.
It was beautiful. And then, day 1, the silence begins. And immediately, I want to talk. Every thought I have, I want to say out loud. I see a beautiful bird. I want to say, oh, look at that bird. I eat something delicious. I want to say, this is so good. I stub my toe. I want to say a word I will not say on this podcast.
You wanted to narrate your own existence.
I am a narrator by nature, Paul. Words are how I process the world. And without words, I was just thoughts with nowhere to go.
What happened?
Day 1, genuinely terrible. I sat in meditation, and my brain produced the most random content I have ever experienced. Old songs, random memories, a full imaginary argument with someone I hadn't spoken to in 4 years, the plot of a film I had watched in 2011, everything except peace.
Everything except the one thing you came for.
Day 2, slightly better. I started noticing things, small things. The way light came through the trees in the morning. The sound of birds changing throughout the day, different birds at different times. A spider rebuilding its web after the rain. Things I would have completely missed if I had been talking or on my phone.
The silence slowed you down enough to actually see.
Exactly that. And day 3, something shifted. I was sitting outside in the morning, and for maybe 15 minutes my brain just stopped producing noise. No thoughts, no songs, no imaginary arguments. Just there. Breathing. Looking at trees.
Was it peace?
It was the closest thing to peace I had ever felt. And I cried. Just sitting there by myself, crying quietly. Not from sadness, just from relief. Like something that had been clenched inside me for a very long time finally let go.
I'm really glad you had that.
Me too. Day 4, I drove home and called my mom and talked for 2 hours to compensate for all the silence.
4 days of silence and then 2 hours of conversation in one go.
My mom said, "Are you okay? You sound like you're trying to say everything at once." And I said, "I am. I have so much stored up." And she listened to all of it, which is, actually, its own kind of peace. Being heard by someone who loves you.
Being heard by someone who loves you. That should be in the vocabulary section.
It should. Okay, vocabulary. Silence. Complete quiet. No sound, no talking. I sat in silence for 10 minutes every morning. To let go. To release something you have been holding on to. Stress, anger, worry. I needed to let go of all the tension I had been carrying. And to be still. To stop moving, stop thinking, stop doing. Just to be. Learning to be still was one of the hardest things I ever did.
Right. How do you actually find peace in everyday life? Because a 4-day silent retreat is wonderful, but most people cannot do that every week. So, practical things.
First, and this one is completely free and available to everyone, spend time in nature. Even small nature, a park, a garden, a tree on your street. Studies show that even 10 minutes around trees and plants reduces stress hormones in your body. Actually reduces them, physically.
There is a Japanese practice called Shinrin-yoku, which translates to forest bathing. It means walking slowly through nature and absorbing it with all your senses. Not exercising, not going somewhere, just being in nature. And it has been shown to lower blood pressure, reduce anxiety, improve mood.
Forest bathing. I love that expression. You are bathing in the forest, not in water, in trees and air and green.
I do a version of this every morning here in LA. I walk slowly to the coffee shop. Well, I walk slowly to the place where I get my tea. And I don't put headphones in. I just walk. And I look at things. Trees, sky, people, birds. And I arrive feeling genuinely different from when I left.
I started doing this because of Paul, actually. He told me about it and I thought, that sounds boring. I always walk with a podcast or music. Walking without anything seemed like wasted time.
And?
I tried it on a Tuesday morning, just walking, no headphones. And for the first 3 minutes, I felt like I was doing something wrong, like I was forgetting something, like there should be something in my ears.
Naked ears.
Naked ears. And then, slowly, I started noticing things. A dog doing something very funny with a stick. 2 old men playing chess outside a cafe. A child waving at pigeons very seriously, like they were going to wave back.
Waving at pigeons.
And I arrived at work smiling. For no big reason. Just from noticing small things for 15 minutes.
The world is full of small, beautiful things. We just normally have headphones in.
That is going on a poster. Okay, vocabulary. Nature, the natural world, trees, water, sky, animals. I find peace in nature. To recharge, to get your energy back, like a phone battery. A walk in the park completely recharges me. And to slow down, to move through life at a gentler pace, not rushing. I am learning to slow down and notice more. Okay, something I want to talk about that I think is really important. peace with other people. Because sometimes the thing stealing our peace is not our job or our phone, it is a relationship, a difficult person, an unresolved situation.
This is so true, and it is harder to talk about than forest bathing.
Much harder. Because you cannot control other people. You can only control how you respond to them. And English has some really beautiful phrases for this idea.
To set boundaries, to decide what you will and will not accept from other people, what is okay and what is not okay. I had to set some boundaries with that person for my own peace. Very important phrase, very important life skill.
And to let it go. We said this before about stress, but specifically here. Letting go of anger or hurt from another person. Not for them, for you. Because carrying anger is exhausting. I decided to let it go, not because it was okay, but because I needed peace more than I needed to be right.
I needed peace more than I needed to be right. That is genuinely one of the most useful sentences in the English language.
I have a peace with people story. A few years ago, I had a falling out, a disagreement, with a close friend, and I was so angry, so certain that I was right and she was wrong. And I held on to that anger for months.
What happened?
Nothing dramatic. She didn't apologize. I didn't apologize. We just stopped talking. And at first, the anger felt almost satisfying, like I was protecting myself.
And then?
And then I realized that every time I thought about her, which was often, I felt bad. She wasn't in the room, but she was in my head, taking up space, making me feel heavy. And she had no idea. She was living her life completely normally, probably, and I was carrying this weight every day.
The person you're angry at often has no idea they're living in your head rent-free.
Rent-free! Yes! That is a great English expression. Living in your head rent-free. When you think about someone constantly and they don't know and they don't care. They are taking up space in your mind without paying for it. I let that argument live in my head rent-free for 6 months.
I love that expression. So British in spirit. Everything comes back to paying for things.
The economy of the mind. And eventually, I called her. Not because I had decided she was right. I still thought I was right, honestly. But because I was tired. Tired of carrying it. And we talked for a long time, and we found a way through it. And the relief I felt, immediately, the moment we said, okay, we're all right, was enormous.
Because the weight was gone.
The weight was completely gone. And I thought, why did I carry that for 6 months? What was I protecting?
Sometimes we hold on to conflict because letting go feels like losing. But actually, letting go is winning. You get your peace back.
You get your peace back. Exactly. Okay. To make peace with, to reach a point of acceptance about something difficult. Not that it was okay, just that you are no longer fighting it. I made peace with the fact that things didn't work out the way I planned. To move on, to continue with your life after something difficult, to not stay stuck in the past. It took time, but I was finally able to move on. And forgiveness. The act of deciding not to hold anger against someone. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. This idea changed everything for me.
Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. Say that again.
Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. You are the one carrying the weight. You are the one who suffers when you hold on. Letting go, forgiving, puts the weight down. For your sake.
My grandfather said something similar once. He said, I never waste anger on someone who isn't in the room. And I thought, that is extraordinary. Because most of our anger happens when the person isn't there. We replay, we rehearse, we argue in the shower.
The shower arguments. The best arguments I have ever won have been in the shower.
Perfect comebacks at the wrong moment.
I think of the perfect thing to say approximately 6 hours too late every single time.
And your grandfather's wisdom, I never waste anger on someone who isn't in the room, is simply, if they're not here, let it rest. Your anger is only hurting you.
That man should have had a podcast.
He would have been excellent. Right. Last section. How to describe peace in English. Because this vocabulary is not just for talking about big philosophical ideas, it is for everyday moments. When someone asks how you are and you want to say something more interesting than fine.
I love this. Okay, beautiful words and phrases for feeling peaceful. Serene, completely calm and peaceful, like still water. The morning felt absolutely serene. Tranquil, quiet and peaceful, undisturbed. We found a tranquil spot in the park. These are slightly more advanced words, beautiful for writing or for when you want to sound poetic.
And simpler ones. Calm, we know this one. Settled, feeling stable and comfortable, like everything is in the right place. After a difficult week, I finally feel settled. And at ease, relaxed, not tense, not worried. She immediately put me at ease. Or, I feel completely at ease here.
And for describing moments of peace, a moment of stillness, a brief time when everything stops and you feel quiet. I find a moment of stillness every morning before the day begins. A sense of calm, a feeling of calm that surrounds you. Being near the water gives me a real sense of calm. And my favorite, peace of mind, the feeling of not being worried, freedom from anxiety. Getting organized gives me peace of mind. Knowing my family is safe gives me peace of mind.
Peace of mind is such a beautiful phrase because it says exactly where peace lives, in the mind. Not in your circumstances, not in your bank account or your job or your plans, in your mind. And you can cultivate it there, grow it there, regardless of what is happening outside.
You just used the word cultivate, and I need everyone to write that down. To cultivate, to grow something slowly and carefully over time, like a plant. I am cultivating peace in my daily life. You cultivate peace the same way you cultivate a garden, with patience, with daily attention, with care.
And like a garden, it doesn't happen overnight. Some days you make progress. Some days something comes along and disturbs everything. A difficult phone call, a stressful email, a chicken that goes mahogany.
The mahogany chicken has become a symbol of things going wrong in our podcast.
It has earned its place. And on those days, you start again. You go outside, you look at something big, you make your tea, you call someone who loves you. You begin again.
Beginning again. That is its own kind of peace, actually. Knowing that you can always begin again.
Always. Every morning is a beginning again.
Okay, I want to end with something practical. Just one thing. Today, find 5 minutes of peace. Not an hour, not a retreat. 5 minutes. Put your phone face down. Go somewhere quiet or just close your eyes where you are. And just breathe. Nothing to do, nothing to solve. just 5 minutes of being.
And notice what happens. Your brain will resist at first. It will make lists, it will remember things, it will worry about things. That is normal. Just notice the thoughts and let them pass, like clouds. They come, they go. You don't have to follow them.
Thoughts are like clouds. They come, they go. You don't have to follow them. That is your English phrase for today. Beautiful, useful, true.
And tell us, in the comments, where do you find peace? One sentence, in English. Your favorite place, your favorite moment, your favorite thing that brings you back to calm. We read every single one, and honestly, your answers always make our day.
And if today's episode helped you, even a little, please give it a like. It genuinely helps more people find this podcast, and we want to reach as many English learners as possible.
And share this episode with one person, just one, someone who is learning English or someone who you think needs a little peace today. Send it to them. That is a very kind thing to do.
Subscribe to A Cup of English podcast because we are now releasing a brand new episode every single day. Every day! So wherever you are, whatever you are doing, we will be here tomorrow.
Same time, different story, same two friends. Take care of yourselves, everyone.
We'll see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, find your 5 minutes. You deserve them.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.